Hello, everyone. This is the episode 7 of our podcast series, COTRI Talks. My name is Professor Dr. Wolfgang Georg Alt. I'm the CEO of COTRI, China Outbound Tourism Research Institute. This is the second part of the discussion we had with 3 panelists during the online conference on behalf of the GITF Guangzhou International Travel Fair on August 6th. If you haven't listened to episode 6, where you can hear the first part of the panel there. So in this part, after listening to the 3 panelists about recreational vehicles, health tourism, and new video marketing, we have the discussion among the participants, which again brought a number of very interesting insights. So I hope you will enjoy the second part. So listening to all 3 of you, so what I see is clearly we're talking about the whole range of different age groups, for instance. So I think, Jessica, this is more the younger people. Pete, this is probably more middle-aged people or families with kids. So will be certainly a group, or maybe some also multi-generational groups. Whereas for health tourism, so Myra, we are probably talking more about the best agers, so 55 plus, because in China already it's still the case that as a lady, you are retiring when you're 55, as a gentleman when you're 60, so rather early. So therefore, pensioners already in China start with at 55. So if you compare your offers, so what you think? How can you expand the age groups you're using based on what you just heard from your colleagues? So would you have some ideas or some questions to each other about that? So Myra.
Yeah. So, there are 2 perspectives of why the Chinese tourists to Turkey, and just talking on the Chinese numbers themselves, they are quite staggering, because according to certain data in China, domestic health tourism accounted for about 1% of the tourism's transaction scale. So about 40 billion yuan or 7 billion USD. That was in 2015, and by 2019, the market size has reached 82.9 billion yuan or 12 billion USD, and it's still growing. And we are still counting. So the market itself is really staggering, and there is still room to scale it up. So I think that's one key incentive that anybody targeting this market there is. So there's almost no formal outbound health tourism product for Turkey out of China, but there are few 10-day packages. There's one top-class tourist, including one-day geothermal spas. By the way, Turkey is one of the 4 top geothermal destinations in the world, followed by only after US and Indonesia, and I think there's one more destination that is escaping me right now. But so the opportunity is huge. I know, Professor, you had shared with me that apparently a Chinese pop song titled "Take You to a Trip" has been very popular on Chinese social media, where the lyrics mention, "I want to take you to romantic Turkey." And this made the number of Chinese tourists...
Don't worry, I will not sing it, don't worry.
Okay, Chinese tourists, this song alone, it made the Chinese tourists to Turkey almost double in 2018. Which is, again, a very, very interesting phenomena that I think that's where Jessica comes in, that what is the market divide and who we are targeting and who we are talking to in this market. Then there was also a case study on one of the websites of Mafengwo, the main travel portal. The number of searches for for customized tours has increased by more than 200% in the first half of 2019. This again gives you reason to believe that if a product is properly placed and positioned or marketed in China, they can be huge opportunity. You have just now mentioned that the health tourism in Turkey ranks 5th among medical tourism destinations after United States, Germany, Thailand, and India. So that's one reason for scalability and makes us sit down. Then what's been happening in Turkey itself? As a market for tourism, the huge strides have been made for health tourism. Turkey is the 4th. I've already mentioned about the geothermal, okay, and it is US, Philippines, and Indonesia. It's just come to me. Additionally, the number of accredited hospitals specializing in cardiology, transplantation, plastic surgery, and advanced oncotherapy, which is for oncology, has been growing over the last 2 decades. Furthermore, they have launched Istanbul's new airport, where patients from over 50 countries are able to reach Istanbul within a 4-hour flight. So easy connections, good airline to bring you in. That has been a huge incentive. Then compare the health tourism to EU and US, and a lot of surgical fees are 50 to 60% lower in Turkey. Hence, it makes and flying times are less. So it makes just it's a no-brainer that that this destination is poised to tap into China. It would, okay. Makes a very, very interesting proposition.
Okay, so thanks for that. So Pete, 50% cheaper probably does not come to your mind when you talk about Switzerland. So is what you're offering luxury tourism?
You were asking about the ages of our target group.
Yes.
I would say we can spread up a whole variety of target groups, starting from the couple, from millennials to the golden ager and the families. So I would say we can spread through the whole market, and this is due to the way of we can combine the RVs with the activities or the experiences. You can choose, like, even just driving a car, picking it up and bringing it back. So having the only touch point is when picking and dropping up the car. And on the other hand, you can have a fully organized tour. The activities and the experiences are in a way you can choose from, like a normal activity to a very special activity to a super special activity. So you can combine according to your budget. You can combine all this together to make it your bucket list. So I would say yes, it's an offer which costs some money. Of course, we are in one of the most expensive countries in the world, but we have premium content and premium experiences to offer. So we are more than sure that the level of the prices we have and the things that the Chinese tourists get are perfectly in match.
So it's value for money for sure. Yes, I believe so. So Jessica, maybe to ask you a question. So what would you think are the biggest mistakes you can make if you want to attract especially millennials to your destination? So what would you see? You don't have to name names, obviously, but so I'm sure you have come across some people trying to be attractive where you said, ouch, that can you share some of these with us?
There's an American slang. I'm sure it's a global slang by now, but I'm not here to throw any shade. However, I do think there is a focus we should all be paying attention to, which is the digital integration of China's travel ecosystem, in my opinion, has outpaced the world for some time. So I'm throwing shade on the world because China's doing a great job. Now I think destinations are going to begin feeling that positive impact of the integration. And what I mean is the Chinese OTAs are really focusing on user-generated content and building a platform where the purchase event is happening at the moment of inspiration. And I think one part that some groups and organizations are glossing over that we cannot gloss over anymore is the role of content in this evolution. High quality content is at the heart of this opportunity. And I have a couple of points I'd like to share that we are taking to build our brand and continue reaching out on Chinese social media, but it also provides that strong value to our clients when they're looking to reach out to Chinese consumers. Number one, I think I mentioned this before, is that your content needs to inspire, be beautiful, be exciting, but also inform. Sumaira, you talked about all of the offerings that you have for Turkey, organizing that in a compact piece of content that informs everyone exactly all of the amazing things that you're offering. The pop song's great. I think that's such a great start. And making sure that the informative content is there and in the right places is really great. And also, Pete, you can just imagine what the videos would look like for your content offering too. I just can't stop thinking about it. But the point is that you all are more than the sum of the traveler uploaded grainy photos. You have cultural, environmental, health, and foundational stories to tell. And bringing those to life in video is really crucial. And I do also believe, point number two, that Mandarin is a must. Your video content must be in Mandarin. It's an obvious and meaningful gesture that shows how much you really value the Chinese traveler. And so to give your video a chance of being shared, let alone go viral, that's a must. And I think keeping in mind going where the buyers are, Chinese social media platforms, every single one now has started to develop or has developed digital purchase opportunities for these travel experiences, or Chinese OTAs are having this incredible social content display that helps inform the purchase. So going where the buyers are not necessarily your website, and being present on Chinese social media is also really important. So I think working with those knowledgeable hosts, those KOLs who also have an OTA content reach is crucial. I'll give you an example. And when we worked with Utah Office of Tourism and promoted Zion National Park in Chinese, Xi'an Guojia Gongyuan, if you open up the trip.com Chinese app, the first 5 traveler posts that customers see are my highly produced Chinese language travel video guide videos about Zion National Park and the surrounding community that we created in partnership with the Utah Office of Tourism to increase Chinese traveler visits, but also increase the quality of their visits. So when they go to Zion National Park, can they drive in there? Do I need to learn how to use the shuttle? What kind of shoes should I wear? Do I need to bring water? Can I buy water there? What's available? So I shared this content with my followers, my 1 million followers across Chinese social media platforms. But the new normal, the new opportunity is that this content was viewed right next to the button that consumers click when they buy that trip to that spot. So that's exactly the content that they worked with us to develop, and it's exactly where they wanted it to be. So I think the long-term goals is to go beyond the butts and seats and think about the long-term traveler satisfaction and consider, what content would you make to really hit the mark there? We'd love to hear.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I understand is so that it's not enough to say don't be boring, but you also have to be don't be superficial, but be practical as well. And the second thing, what I understand is even if your customers understand English, still it is out of respect and out of convenience. You have to use Chinese, and that is, of course, Putonghua Mandarin Chinese. And the third one, I think, which is a key point, so to put the incentive and to put the inspiration to buy next to where you actually can buy. And this is, of course, also, I think, a point. So if you watch CNN, you will have expensive, very expensive airtime where some Chinese provinces say, come and visit our province. You have some beautiful pictures. And after 1 minute, people will not even remember the name of the province. Never mind if they think that's nice, they have no clue how to get there and how to buy. So that, I think, is also a key point that Chinese have learned, that they look, and then if they say, yeah, I want to have it, then I want to have it now. And that, well, probably if that is a high price product, there might be some levels in between, but certainly I think this is something which, if you look at how tourism marketing has been done for the Chinese market, so there are a lot of people who really should listen to what you're saying and follow your advice. So I think we are coming to the end of this panel, and first of all, let me say again a very warm thank you. I think this has been very informative, and I'm sure a lot of the colleagues can learn and will have learned a lot from your inputs. And stay healthy, stay safe, and thank you very much again. Goodbye.
Thank you.
谢谢大家。
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that is the end of the panel discussion number 1 from our conference on August 6th. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode number 6 of our podcast, COTRI Talks. Next week, we will present to you the second panel discussion of the same conference, which will then bring new aspects to the Greater Bay Area, the region including Guangdong province and Hong Kong and Macau special administrative regions, and how this Greater Bay Area can be seen as an important tourism source market in the future. You can find our COTRI Talks podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, and also on Podbean. So please follow and stream. And as always, stay safe and healthy, and thanks for listening.